So number 8 on the Super Duty definitive book list is the 22 Immutable Laws of Branding.
It's like the art of war.
For branding. It really is. Such a dope book.
The reference book.
Yeah, another reference book. This is a book that you can pick up at any time.
Anytime.
And it breaks down principles that really will help you understand branding. We did an episode about branding, but this book has inspired me tremendously. So each chapter is broken down into a law. And so they go through all of these laws, and at each law, they give you business examples of why this thing is the truth and why you can't escape it. You know, and many of the issues we've had in our careers have been because we didn't read this book.
Right. Too late.
Yeah. You know, and so an example of this is like the number 1 law, the law of expansion. The law of expansion says that whenever you create more like, whenever you expand your brand and create more like line extensions. So a line extension would be like, okay, you're Coke. Then you create Diet Coke, Coke number 3.
Yeah, cherry Coke.
Yeah. Classic Coke. You know what I'm saying? Like all of those times you expand your brand, you actually weaken the main brand.
Yep, you thin it out.
You thin it out. And so you become less successful, but people do it because of the allure of the other shit. And what it says is like, what's successful isn't saying Diet Pepsi, Diet Coke, you know what I'm saying, cherry Coke. What's successful is just saying, is creating a whole new name for it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying we're going to do Coke root beer or whatever, right. Or it's RC Cola. Instead of just saying Mr. Pibb. Mr. Pibb is more successful than
right.
You know what I'm saying? The Coke version of, you know what I'm saying, root beer. But if you don't know that as an artist, you'll create 100 different things.
Different spinoffs.
Yeah. Thinking that they make you stronger, but you violate the law of expansion. Now, the number 2 law in here, this is another example, is the law of contraction. Meaning that whenever you get more focused, more narrow in what you do, the stronger your brand becomes. Right. You know, because you start to carve out space in the marketplace or in people's minds for that thing. Now, a lot of times as artists, we don't want to hear that.
Nah, we don't want to constrict. You know what I'm saying?
But I can do everything.
I can do it all, bro.
Dog, I'm versatile. I can do everything. What, and a lot of it is our ego, but we have to be honest here, man. When you start really looking at these examples that they lay out and these business studies, and you start seeing the numbers behind it, and
like, this is real.
This is real. It's a simple book. Like you said, it's the art of war for branding. And I recommend this book to everybody who's an artist. I've owned it like twice. You know, I give copies away. I let people borrow. They don't come back. And so, you know, I just keep buying it because I need to reference it sometimes whenever I'm having those moments of confusion in my career. Yeah. When I'm thinking about doing something and I'm like, should I do it this way? Should I do it that way? Like, nah. What would the book say?
It's one of those books too where you can look back on your career. Like, we've had long careers. You can look back and be like, that's where I fucked up.
Yes.
You be reading like, oh, that's why that didn't work.
Yep. Totally. Yeah, I have the same thing when I read it like, oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I blew that.
Yeah, mess that one up.
Wish I'd have known. Why didn't nobody give me this book?
Right.
You see, and that's what we're here for, folks, because you don't need to repeat the same mistakes that we made. Right. This book will protect you from yourself.
Yeah.
So 22 Immutable Laws of Branding, you know, Al Reese and Laura Reese. Dope book. They've got another book called 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing as well. Oh, okay. I own that one too. That one's dope as well. But man, this one, if you're an artist or whatever you do, creative type, you have to read this book.
Yeah, if you have a brand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Read that book, man. That's number 8